Here are the cars we bought. There's Richard's Rover GTI, James's Audi 80 and my V6 Volvo GLE. And here's the first test. Our researchers worked out how much fuel was used on the Manchester run. 30 mpg was the target. For every mile to the gallon over that, you get a point. For every mpg under it, you lose a point.
Right, I have the results of the economy run. The Volvo, 20 miles to the gallon, giving Jeremy a score of -10. The Rover, 23 miles to the gallon, giving Richard a score of -7. And the Audi, a remarkable 35 miles to the gallon, giving me 5 points.
Yes, now I have just been told that we're also going to be tested on reliability. We're going to lose a point for every time the bonnet had to be lifted, which means none there for you, James, none for me, and minus another one for Jeremy.
OK, I admit it, my Volvo's not doing well, but it's time now for the next challenge, which is each car will complete one fast lap of the track in the hands of an independent adjudicator. 1 minute 50 seconds is the target. For every second you go faster than that, you get a point. For every second slower, you lose a point.
First to go is Richard's GTI.
This is probably the worst car the Stigger's ever driven.
Yeah.
Although, it must be said, probably not the worst car he's going to drive today.
No.
OK, he's going down now toward the hammerhead. He's probably up to 40 or 50. He's coming through to the follow-through now. My bet is he'll lift.
Now let's see how James's Audi goes.
That was 0 to 60 in about 25 minutes.
Assuming it will ever get to 60.
This is where we will see the advantage of the optional sport pack.
The Stig said after this run he thought the Audi had been in a big accident at some point in its life and not mended properly. But he was even ruder about my Volvo.
The thing is, it's not going away. It's still there.
170 brake horsepower.
Yeah, but 170 tons of Volvo.
So the results. Richard's Rover went round in 1 minute 42 seconds, so that is 8 seconds under the 1 minute 50 target. That means 8 points. James's Audi was 4 seconds under the target, a 1:46, so he gets 4 points. And my Volvo 1:48, so that's 2 points. It's a plus. It's a plus.
OK, another test. So if I could have the envelope, thank you. The highway code says the stopping distance from 60 miles an hour is 60 yards without thinking time. But we don't need any of that. You'll get 1 point for every yard less than that your car pulls up in.
Here's James braking from 60 miles an hour.
Here we go. Oh, straight and true. Beat that, Hammond.
OK, I'm at 60, just James to beat. Here we go. Braking. Nothing.
Sadly, I couldn't beat James, but surely that fat Volvo would let Jeremy down.
Anti-lock brakes! Yes! 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 The Volvo scored a point! What a great car!
Right, brakes. Now then, James's Audi pulled up in 40 yards, which is 20 under the highway code stopping distance, which means he gets 20 points. Then my Rover stopped just in 48 yards, which means I get 12 points. And then, amazingly, Jeremy's Volvo, as an advertisement for the advantages of anti-lock brakes, stopped in 34, which means he gets a very handy 26 points.
And so, for our next challenge. Thank you. Each car loses a point for every electrical item that isn't working.
Anti-lock brakes. Are they working, Richard?
Well, no, they're not actually, no.
Right,
No,
that's
I think
one
we
off.
can-
Get the bonnet up.
Oh, look.
His under bonnet light
But
doesn't
so
work.
what? It doesn't matter. Oh my God, it's all broken!
Now, your air conditioning as well, that's a point off because that doesn't work.
The wipers work, the lights work.
If
But
I
the
can just-
interior light doesn't, I'm
Interior
afraid.
light doesn't work.
It just doesn't.
It doesn't work.
Right, enough. The results. Richard's Rover. 3 faults, giving him -3 points. My Audi, -4 points. And Jeremy's Volvo, back on form with -12.
Now it's time for the final test. Thank you. Here we go. Crikey. Chaps, you might want to come and have a look at this. Because what it says is, each of you must drive your car into a wall at 30 miles an hour.
Hey?
Yeah. You lose 10 points if you're killed, 5 points for each broken bone, and 1 point for each blood injury.
Right. That's
I'm feeling quite relaxed, actually.
with your Volvo.
With my Volvo.
By contrast with my Rover made entirely of rust, I'm feeling a bit scared. James, are you all right?
Have a crash.
Yeah.
On purpose.
Yeah. It's going to be worse for him, though, because he is in that rust car, and doubly worse because it also says here that since you're the youngest, you're going first.
Right.
Goodbye.
I admire your logic.
Bye.
Thank you. $20, $25, $30 miles an hour. I'm going in. Oh my goodness. Well, my bones all still work, I think. And there's no blood. I think my car has borne the brunt of it. I think it did quite well. Next.
Well, it's been good. I met Jodie Kidd. And Stephen Fry.
Yes, he's dead, so that's 10 points away there. And if you want a job on Top Gear, please write to Top Gear.
No, no, wait, look, he's coming round.
He is!
He's
he
alive!
lives! He lives!
That's no 10 points off, though. Blast.
That was probably the most unpleasant thing I've ever done.
Then it was my turn, and I had a problem. The speedo wasn't working, so I had to guess how fast 30 was. And I got it a bit wrong.
Damn, I think I missed the wall.
We all lived then. But what about the cars? Richard's Rover is dead. James's Audi is dead. But my Volvo? Yes.
Okay, so your car worked. Great. But you didn't, because I have managed to secure this X-ray. Now, what do you think that is, Jeremy?
It's an X-ray of a hand.
It is. More specifically, your hand after that crash.
That crash at 40 miles an hour?
Yeah, whatever. The important thing is this bit. Look, the thumb. It's broken.
No, it isn't.
It is. You broke your thumb.
No, I
James,
didn't.
is that broken?
It's broken.
It is.
It's chipped.
Oh, look, if a teacup is chipped, my mother would say it's broken. And it would go,
Absolutely.
but it's broken.
It is. Jeremy, accept it. You broke your thumb. That's 5 points off, so -5, which brings your score, if I'm right, after all that we've just done, to 0. No points at all.
But there is one challenge left, and it is the big one. It is the cost. Now, we earn a point for every pound we've saved from our original £100 budget. Jeremy, you have no points. You're out of it. I've got 25, Hammond. You've got 10, so 15 quid either way could swing this.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep.
I have the receipt for my car here.
Come on. Tell me.
And I spent £75.
Right, £75. So if I can be £15 under that, I spent £80, which means James is ahead. Oh no, which means, Jeremy, unless you've got your car for about 10 quid, James is going to be the winner. Oh no.
Oh no.
There is, however, just a couple more things we need to say about these cars before we move on. First of all, we didn't cheat, OK? I actually got a friend of mine to go and buy this Volvo for me, and she came back from the dealership having spent a quid.
£1?
Yes, a quid. Saying she couldn't believe how much choice she had. There were BMs and Audis and Fords and all sorts.
But there's a very good reason for all these cars being around, and it's because not so many years ago, if your car was finally broken and old and ruined, you took it to the scrapyard and he'd give you 20 quid. That was the end of the matter. Now, though, the EU says old cars have to be recycled, which means you have to take it to the scrapyard and pay the scrap dealer 100 quid to take it off your hands.
Exactly. So when this friend of mine went into the Volvo main dealer, who'd taken this as part exchange, OK, so he had to get rid of it, cost him 150 quid. She goes in and says, I'll give you a quid. He's £151 up.
A quid.
Absolutely.
No!